Hello and welcome to Home with the Hudsons. Today we are going to go over homemade cold and flu remedies, including homemade cough syrup and homemade fire cider. We in my family tend to get sick around the holidays, and I'm really trying to prevent that this year, so we're making some homemade concoctions. Starting with the first homemade cough syrup, it's very easy. I put mint, sage, chopped up some lemons roughly, put them all in a mason jar, and then poured honey over it. And I let that ferment on my counter for 1 week, burping the jar every day. Or you can also use a fermenting lid, or even just not tighten the lid all the way to let the bubbles release. And then after a week, it will sit in my refrigerator for a month to continue the fermenting process more slowly. And after that, I will be able to strain it, and I will have infused honey with all of the health benefits of the antioxidants from the mint, sage, and lemon. All of these ingredients have a lot of known health benefits, including antioxidants, anti-inflammatories. It's good for your gut health, heart health. All of these things are going to help keep you well during cold and flu season. The next cough syrup is simply garlic and honey. And again, same process, ferments on the counter for a week and then in the refrigerator for a month. And you want the honey to cover all of the ingredients in both of these cases. And then as you're taking it, you can either take a spoonful of just the honey, or you can take a whole clove of garlic, depending on how you're feeling that day. Garlic has great detoxing and antibacterial and antifungal properties that would be great if you're feeling sick. The last homemade remedy that I'm making is called fire cider. There's a lot of variations of this recipe. I'm making one with lemon, orange, jalapeno, ginger, turmeric, onion, garlic, black pepper, thyme, rosemary, and apple cider vinegar. Pretty simple. You just chop up all of the ingredients and add them to your jar. You might need to use a tamping tool to make it all fit in the jar well. I'm using a half-gallon jar in this case. Then you cover it all with the apple cider vinegar with the mother. You want a 5% vinegar at least with the mother. And you let that sit in a cool, dark place with a lid on it for a month to 6 weeks, shaking it every day or when you remember. And then you can keep it in the fridge for up to a year after that. And you want to try to use a plastic lid over a metal lid to avoid corrosion. And that's it. It's pretty simple to make. There's lots of benefits to this recipe as well. The idea of fire cider first started in the 1970s with an herbalist named Rosemary Gladstar. She kind of came up with this idea and coined the term. There's lots of different recipes on it now. They all kind of contain similar ingredients though. And all of these ingredients provide different benefits. There's anti-inflammatory, antioxidants, gut health, immune support. According to the Old Farmer's Almanac, most of the ingredients in the fire cider contain phytochemicals known for the strong digestive support, antiviral properties, antiseptic properties, and or decongestant properties. All of these things, garlic, citrus, turmeric, which does need the peppercorns in order to work properly, the apple cider vinegar, all of these things are beneficial. Now there are some ways that fire cider can be harmful as well. It can affect your stomach with the vinegar, especially if you have ulcers or you already struggle with things like heartburn. Take it sparingly. There are also some studies that show that all of the vinegar can negatively affect your tooth enamel, so that is also another concern. There are some ways that are more beneficial to take it than others. You can take it as a shot, especially if you are actively sick. Take a tablespoon or so a day. This isn't necessarily recommended all of the time. If you want to take it more regularly, you can dilute it by putting it in a tea or in a salad dressing, or even just drinking it with some water to help some of these negative effects not be so negative. After the month is up, where it is sitting in the cool, dark place and you're shaking it, you will strain out all the ingredients using cheesecloth or a fine mesh strainer and keep it in a glass jar, and it can be in your fridge for up to a year. Most people recommend adding honey at that point to dilute some of the spiciness that this recipe causes. And of course, with all of these recipes, it's not recommended to give honey to any children under 1 year old. Also, I have to say, I'm not a doctor. This isn't official medical advice. This is just some ideas for the next time you're in the middle of cold and flu season. Definitely talk to your doctor if you have any concerns or any questions about what would be best for you. Thank you for joining us here on Home with the Hudsons today, where we made some homemade cold and flu remedies. Be sure to follow along in the future for more ways to make your house a home.